On March 8, 2014, the pilot of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 transmitted a routine sign-off. "Good night, Malaysia 370. Minutes later, the Boeing 777 dropped off civilian radar. This military radar plot shows the aircraft did not simply fall out of the sky. Instead, military arrays captured the plane executing a sharp turn westward, deviating entirely from its scheduled route to Beijing. This deliberate diversion continued for over an hour. The military tracked the aircraft flying far out over the ocean until it finally slipped past the furthest edge of radar coverage. 239 passengers and crew were gone. Their families were left grasping for answers in a sudden, total void. A modern commercial airliner vanishing completely created a terrifying factual vacuum. To find the truth, investigators launched a massive, globe-spanning search. The factual baseline for that search is the official Safety Investigation Report. At over 400 pages, this document separates physical evidence from internet theories. Investigators systematically ruled out ordinary disasters. The crew's medical and financial records showed zero red flags. Cargo manifests, including a shipment of lithium-ion batteries, confirmed everything was packed according to standard procedures, with no evidence of fire risk. The forensics point to intentional isolation. The report concluded that the aircraft's communication systems were manually deactivated from inside the cockpit. Armed with that grim reality, international teams mobilized. Between 2014 and 2018, military and civilian vessels scoured over 120,000 square kilometers of hostile ocean. While ocean currents eventually deposited small pieces of debris on distant shorelines, the main wreckage eluded every sonar sweep and submarine. Traditional search methods had exhausted their limits. The investigation went totally cold, leaving families in a decade of agonizing silence. If civilian and military radar both lost the plane, investigators faced a core problem. How did they know the aircraft ended up in the southern Indian Ocean at all? The answer lies in automated data handshakes. Even with the main communications deactivated, dormant systems on the aircraft continued to send electronic pings to an Inmarsat satellite in orbit. By measuring the exact microsecond it took for these signals to travel between space and the moving aircraft, mathematicians calculated the plane's final location. They drew a massive boundary line across the southern Indian Ocean, known as the Seventh Arc. The Seventh Arc proved the general trajectory, but it was thousands of miles long. It provided a region, but the area was too vast for survey ships to comb. Satellite data proved the ocean was the graveyard. To actually locate the wreckage, investigators needed a different kind of data to shrink the grid. That data emerged recently, reigniting the search for a 2025 launch. It relies on a network known as WSPR, Weak Signal Propagation Reporter data. Amateur radio operators constantly bounce low-power waves around the globe. Aerospace expert Richard Godfrey identified that a massive metal object like a Boeing 777 physically disturbs these waves as it flies through them, leaving a digital trail of ghost signals. Investigators took these digital radio disturbances and overlaid them with updated ocean drift models. They traced the physical debris found years earlier backward on the currents, aligning them perfectly with the ghost signal data. This data fusion radically compressed the search corridor. The vast Seventh Arc has been refined into a highly specific 15,000 square kilometer zone just off the coast of Perth. Investigators are no longer guessing based on broad orbital arcs. The mathematics provide a precise digital target on the seabed. To reach that target, the Malaysian government enlisted the marine robotics firm Ocean Infinity. Operating out of Western Australia, they are launching a new type of deep-sea expedition. The target zone is uniquely hostile. The seabed here drops to depths approaching 6,000 meters, a pitch-black terrain of steep volcanic ridges and shifting sediments. Instead of dragging a single sensor behind a slow-moving ship, Ocean Infinity is deploying swarms of uncrewed surface vessels and autonomous underwater vehicles. These robotic drones hover just above the treacherous seabed. They utilize multi-beam sonar and high-resolution imaging to capture the terrain in forensic detail. The hardware has finally caught up to the scale of the mystery. Blindly sweeping the ocean surface has been replaced by precision robotic mapping in the abyss. The logistics of this new mission are exact. Ocean Infinity is operating under a strict 55-day search window, driven by a $70 million no-fine, no-fee contract. The Malaysian government activated this agreement specifically because the combined WSPR data modeling offers the highest statistical probability of success to date. The environment remains brutally unforgiving. Researchers note they are sending robots into one of the planet's loneliest, most remote stretches of water. The 2025 mission serves as a high-stakes test of human forensic perseverance and modern engineering. Recovering the wreckage would resolve technical failures that have remained unaddressed for more than a decade. But the weight of this search is carried by the families of the 239 souls on board. After 11 years, they are still waiting for the physical evidence required to finally mourn their loss. The intersection of WSPR radio data and deep-sea robotics is the most sophisticated attempt ever made to solve the riddle. It likely represents the final opportunity to recover the aircraft's flight recorders. If this mission succeeds, it validates the resilience of the digital footprints we leave behind. It would show that with enough data and the right sensors, even the most isolated places on Earth are within our reach.